1, 2, 3, 4.
For everyone's safety, Vermont requires a 7-day home quarantine with a negative COVID-19 test, or 14 days with no test to visit this winter.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
We're also recommending you take the time to do some extra squats, lunges, wall sits, or high knees.
24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30.
With reduced lift and lodge capacity, you're going to have a lot more time to spend on the slopes. So take the time to get your legs ready.
38, 39, 40.
Vermont in winter. It's worth the wait.
1, 2, 3.
This winter, plan your trip. Don't trip up your plans. Talk to your favorite inn or resort about smart travel suggestions and reservation policies. For full COVID-19 travel guidance, visit VermontVacation.com.
16, 17.
Save your most important documents, videos, and photos in the cloud. With a Microsoft 365 subscription, you get a full terabyte of secure OneDrive storage that you can access across all your devices. As part of your subscription, you get the added benefit of additional OneDrive Personal Vault storage. Using a second set of identity verification, this gives you an extra layer of protection for your most important and private files. Buy now at Microsoft365.com/memories.
If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. What is going on, everyone? What is going on? Today's episode is going to be about nobody knows what's going on. And when I say nobody knows is what's going on, everyone thinks that they have the answer as to what's going on with the world now since the pandemic, the COVID-19. But let me be the first to tell you, nobody knows what's going on. So don't even trip. What can you do about it anyway? Today I'm smoking a Black Ops cigar, damn good smoke. And I'm watching the news, watching pretty much all the social media platforms. And you got people that think they really know what is going on when they really don't. Nobody does. You see, that's a problem with human beings. We always want to be in control of everything, every inch, every crack, every crevice of our lives. And unfortunately, that's just not the case. Nobody knows when this is going to end. Nobody really knows when this shit came about. But what we do know is the world is changing. Now, whether it's changing for the good or the bad, that I can't answer. But in my humble opinion, it is what it is. And sometimes, I know it may sound kind of weird, but uncertainty really isn't always a bad thing, because now you can be more optimistic on what you hope things will be, or you can use this time to improve yourself, which a lot of people are, believe it or not. One of the things I want to start doing is yoga. You know, I used to be in lifting weights back in the day, a long time ago, but I get bored very easily. So it's time to start getting out of my comfort zone. And, you know, we finding out right now that, yeah, money is important, but right now money is doing nobody any good because we're all on quarantine. You can call a lockdown. I'm going to call it a quarantine because we're not locked down. We're not in a militarized state. We're not in that type of, we don't live in that type of country. We don't have dictatorships and monarchies. It's a republic. Just right now, we're in a very uncomfortable position. Now we see how babies feel when they're hungry and they can't really talk, but they want to let mama know, Mama, I'm hungry. No, Mama, I want you to hold me this way and feed me. No, Mama, I want you to rub my head and give me my bottle. No, Mama, you're not understanding what I'm saying. Now we see how babies feel. Now we see how dogs and animals, beings that can't verbalize what they really want to say. So I think today's podcast is befitting because I'm just sitting around watching different things and seeing posts and the conspiracy theorists out there, everybody got the answers. Nah, man. Nobody has the answers. People trying to go to church or watch church online and all that. And that's, right now, religion can't even save you. Right now, all you can do is just improve yourself. That's it. And try to just get by. I know that sounds kind of poverty-minded, but I definitely don't mean it that way. But you got to just take it one day at a time. That's it. One day at a time. Stop planning shit out right now. Don't even worry about it. Just take it one day at a time. 1 second at a time. Enjoy the relationships you have now. Enjoy the interactions you're having with people if you don't live alone. Take advantage of that. Because at one time, prior to this event, everybody was on the go. We're working, we're going to school, we making money, we hanging out in the club, working, go to school, hanging with our friends. There really was no quality time. Now, me personally, I believe that this is the universe's way of saying y'all need to sit y'all ass down. But that's just my theory. That's just my theory. But I feel plain and simple, this is a good time to really figure out what is your next move. And I know I told you take it one day at a time, but you still should be thinking, reading. What is your next move? How you gonna handle things from now on? That's how you gotta think now. People been laid off. I get that. Some of us have been fortunate to where we can still go to a job or work from home. And if you've been laid off, my heart goes out to you. But at the end of the day, it is what it is, man. We can't get mad. Don't trip. Don't do none of that. It is what it is, people. We're just as Americans, we're going to overcome this as we always do. Tell y'all something, Americans, we some bad motherfuckers, man. We done came through a lot of shit. And this too will pass. But what we got to remember is it's okay not to be in control sometimes. It's okay to be vulnerable sometimes. That's something I had to learn. I'm used to being in control and running shit and doing things my way. But at a certain point, this was years ago, I learned some things you just can't control. Some situations you can't control. And guess what? That's okay. That's fine. I'm learning to enjoy life. I'm learning to, get better at certain things. I'm trying to get better at being a better husband, being a better dad, and being a better me. That's what my mindset is right now. Because at the end of the day, man, whatever going to happen is going to happen. And there's nothing we can do about it. And you gotta understand, life is really very simple. We as humans just make it complicated. And that's been the problem for thousands of years. That's been the problem. I discussed with a friend of mine some ideas, we have floating around in our head, because things are going to change. I mean, it's inevitable. It's inevitable. Things are going to change. Now, whether you change with them, that's on you. But understand, things are going to change. And you got to be okay with that. You got to be okay with knowing, hey, I don't know what's going to happen next week. But you know what? I'm going to enjoy today. And that's what you got to remember. Enjoy today. And there's nothing wrong with, right now, something I suggest people do is, watch some comedy videos. Find the laughter and what's going on. Because right now, typically a person could be sad and down, but all it's going to do is kill you. It's going to kill you spiritually, and it could kill you physically. And you have to protect your mind. You got to protect it. You got to guard your mind. And one thing I believe in isn't just, enjoy the show. Enjoy the show. It's okay. It's going to be okay. It's going to be all right, people. I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you what I know. I'm not telling you what I heard. I'm telling you what I know. Like I said, don't even trip off certain things anymore. After this, you just take life for what it is. And that's what I tell people. I accept life for what it is, not for what I want it to be. Because that's not reality. That's not the world I live in. I accept life for what it is, and I take it one day at a time. Like they always say, Rome wasn't built overnight. Neither was America. People trying to speculate and say, hey, we're following a Roman, we're going to be next after Rome. We're doing the same things Rome did and Rome fell. And hey, man, nothing lasts forever. But at the end of the day, man, this planet is run by human beings. And one thing about human beings, they are subject to fail. Because we are comprised of DNA. That's just what that is. So don't stress right now. Don't trip. Don't trip over nothing right now. You need to talk on the phone more. I know we can't physically see people, but call people. Call them up on the phone. I remember back in the day, we used to be on the phone a lot. Now we texting. And I think that we're going to get back to a lot of things we got away from. I really believe that. Because we as people, sometimes we could forget where we come from. We forget those things. And you got to stop doing that. You got to stop doing it. You got to just enjoy life for what it is. Now, I really didn't want to make this podcast long, but I want to just send out words of encouragement. And I wanted you to understand it's okay to not be in control. It's okay. It's okay to not know what's going to happen tomorrow. Don't worry about tomorrow. Don't worry about it. I'm seeing people in my neighborhood, they never come outside. They outside planting new plants and mowing their own yards, and you know they learning, they're acquiring new skills, man. They doing new, they learning new hobbies, and that's really what it's about, man. All the other shit, you can keep that. Understand, it's okay not to be in control sometimes. Sometimes not knowing is the best part about it. Not knowing. Sometimes uncertainty can be the best certainty that you have in life, because at the end of the day, you eventually realize we're all in the same boat. You know, people trying to predict things and you just don't know. And you know, and you got people with MDs, and 1 minute they're saying this, next minute they're saying that, and instead of them saying, people, I just don't know. Let's take this thing one day at a time. They can't do that. But anyway, I don't want to go too long. I want to keep it short and sweet. And thank you for tuning in. Please share this podcast, because somebody needs to hear this. Be blessed.
1, 2, 3, 4.
For everyone's safety, Vermont requires a 7-day home quarantine with a negative COVID-19 test,
10,
or 14 days with no test to visit this winter.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
We're also recommending you take the time to do some extra squats, lunges, wall sits, or high knees.
24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30.
With reduced lift and lodge capacity, you're going to have a lot more time to spend on the slopes. So take the time to get your legs ready.
38, 39, 40.
Vermont in winter. It's worth the wait.
1, 2, 3.
This winter, plan your trip. Don't trip up your plans. Talk to your favorite inn or resort about smart travel suggestions and reservation policies. For full COVID-19 travel guidance, visit VermontVacation.com.
16, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4.
For everyone's safety, Vermont requires a 7-day home quarantine with a negative COVID-19 test,
10,
or 14 days with no test to visit this winter.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
We're also recommending you take the time to do some extra squats, lunges, wall sits, or high knees.
24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30.
With reduced lift and lodge capacity, you're going to have a lot more time to spend on the slopes. So take the time to get your legs ready.
38, 39, 40.
Vermont in winter. It's worth the wait.
1, 2, 3.
This winter, plan your trip. Don't trip up your plans. Talk to your favorite inn or resort about smart travel suggestions and reservation policies.
11,
For full COVID-19 travel guidance, visit VermontVacation.com.
16, 17.